ladies and gentlemen, sooner or later I was going to make a tiny little mistake and then look like a bit of a doofus and have to apologize. So I'm just hoping that my reputation survives after this video. Right, so why do I owe Anthony an apology? So just to recap, first of all, there was this first image taken from the cliffs at St. Bees. And this was debated ad fucking nauseum in regards to the observer height and Google Earth elevation data. Best estimate is that it was taken from about 35 meters above sea level, and most of the lighthouse should be visible, and it is. The second image here is from a video that Anthony made in the middle of 2018, where he's gone down to a lower elevation where the lighthouse should not be seen. Now the third one here is my video from January 2019, where I did some really accurate modeling in my ray tracer and demonstrated that what he thought was the lighthouse wasn't showing up where it should be, and that the lighthouse is actually a little bit to the right and below the waterline. Now Anthony hadn't actually made any attempt to refute that video of mine until November of 2019, and that led me to this fourth video here. And that was the one where I came up with the idea of taking an observation along the exact same line of sight, but at a higher elevation. And if it's at the same line of sight, then you're really minimizing the effects of parallax. So you should be easily able to overlay that footage onto the original and line things up pretty accurately. So here's that original shot from the 17 meters elevation down at the St. Bees caravan park. On the left here, we've got a village called Glenmona with a bunch of houses. And then to the right of that, I've just pointed out 4 little markers. So all you need to do is just take a little mental note of the spacing between them. And this second marker is what Anthony thinks is the lighthouse. But like I showed in my previous video, it should be a little bit to the right and below the horizon. All right, and guess who got the footage? So Anthony's been up to his little holiday house at St. Bees, got some new footage, claimed victory of course, and now expects a massive apology. Right, so first of all, Anthony didn't go to the exact location I asked him to. Apparently his internet was shit, and he ended up about 230 meters up the road or so from where I asked him. So he's introduced a tiny little bit of parallax, but that's not the end of the world. So anyway, here's that footage.
I'm using the roof of the car and I'm on infinite zoom roof. Infinity's focus rather. So I can zoom it, there we go. That is not a single chapel house, is it really?
Right, so what we've got here now is a still shot from his original footage at the lower elevation, and at the bottom is a still shot from his footage at the higher elevation from just a couple of days ago. Obviously I've played with the contrast and everything so we can make stuff out. We've got Glenmona up here, which is really difficult to see, and then the 4 markers that we had previously. Oh, and looky here, we have a lighthouse, which makes this not the lighthouse, just like I said about 18 months ago. Right, so yes, I do owe you an apology, Anthony. I'm sorry that you're so incredibly stupid to not even know when you're wrong. And if anyone has an opinion on who should be converting, please let me know in the comments. All right, done. And just to close out, I'd like to dedicate this video to the great unbeliever and true skeptic, Rude Earther.